Tonight, the world of combat sports is in for a spectacle that blends nostalgia, controversy, and sheer entertainment. Mike Tyson, the once undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, is stepping back into the ring at 58 years old. His opponent, not a seasoned professional boxer, but YouTuber turned fighter, Jake Paul. This isn't just any fight, it's a cultural clash that has captured the imagination of fans around the globe. Tyson, revered for his ferocious knockouts and intimidating presence, is going head-to-head with Paul, a figure whose polarizing personality and unconventional path to boxing fame have sparked equal parts admiration and criticism. But this matchup is more than just a boxing event. It's a statement about the evolution of sports, celebrity, and entertainment. In this video, we'll explore what led these two to this extraordinary moment, the details of tonight's fight, and what's at stake for both legends in their own right. Will Tyson remind the world why he's called the baddest man on the planet? Or will Jake Paul pull off the unthinkable, silencing his doubters once and for all? Stick around as we break it all down. Mike Tyson's return to the boxing ring has been a long time coming. Once hailed as the youngest heavyweight champion in history, Tyson dominated the sport in the late 1980s and early 1990s. His career, however, was marred by controversies, legal troubles, and a tumultuous personal life. After retiring in 2005, Tyson stepped away from the limelight, only to re-emerge in recent years with renewed focus, rebuilding his image as a cultural icon through his podcast, business ventures, and even a return to exhibition boxing in 2020. Jake Paul, on the other hand, is the quintessential product of the internet age. Initially gaining fame on YouTube, Paul transitioned into boxing in 2018 with a mix of viral marketing savvy and raw ambition. Despite skepticism from traditional boxing fans, Paul has built a respectable professional record of 10-1, fighting a mix of retired MMA fighters, influencers, and seasoned boxers. His bouts, while often criticized for lacking legitimacy, draw millions of viewers, proving his undeniable marketability. This fight isn't just a clash of fighters, it's a clash of eras. Tyson represents the old-school grit and glory of professional boxing, while Paul embodies the new wave of celebrity-driven, spectacle-first sports entertainment. Add to that the event's groundbreaking platform, Netflix's first foray into live combat sports, and it's clear this is more than just a fight. It's a cultural phenomenon. The stakes couldn't be higher. For Tyson, this is a chance to prove that, even in his late 50s, his legendary skills can still shine. For Paul, it's about solidifying his place in the sport and silencing critics who dismiss him as a novelty act. With both men standing to gain and lose so much, tonight's matchup promises to be unforgettable. The fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is steeped in fascinating layers, from its preparation to its implications for both fighters. Let's start with the details of the bout itself. Scheduled for 8 two-minute rounds, the fight is being sanctioned as a professional match by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. The use of 14-ounce gloves adds an interesting twist, as these are heavier than the standard 10-ounce gloves used in most professional heavyweight bouts. This adjustment could favor Tyson, known for his knockout power, but also provide extra protection for both fighters. For Tyson, this match is a test of longevity and adaptability. Despite his age, Tyson has maintained an impressive level of fitness, thanks to a rigorous training regimen and his foray into exhibition boxing in 2020, where he showed flashes of the speed and power that made him a legend. But at 58, can Tyson endure the stamina and explosiveness required for a full 8-round fight? And how will he adapt to the unpredictability of facing an opponent like Paul, who doesn't adhere to conventional boxing norms? Jake Paul, meanwhile, enters the ring with a unique blend of advantages and challenges. At 27 years old, Paul is in his physical prime and has been consistently active in the sport, racking up wins against opponents with varying degrees of skill and experience. Critics have long questioned the quality of his competition, but Paul has shown real improvement in technique and conditioning over his career. However, Tyson represents a completely different level of opponent, a man who once instilled fear in the hearts of the world's best heavyweights. The build-up to this fight has been nothing short of dramatic. Tyson's camp has emphasized his respect for Paul's unorthodox rise to boxing prominence, while reminding fans that the power in his punches hasn't faded. Paul, on the other hand, has leaned into his trademark bravado, branding himself as the future of boxing and declaring that he's not afraid of the legend. This confidence, whether genuine or calculated, is a cornerstone of Paul's ability to sell fights and draw audiences. Beyond the fighters themselves, the events broadcast on Netflix is a game changer. Known primarily for streaming movies and TV shows, Netflix's decision to debut live combat sports signals a bold step into uncharted territory. The platform's massive global reach could redefine how boxing and potentially other sports are consumed in the digital age. Finally, we must consider the stakes. For Tyson, a strong performance could bolster his legacy and perhaps inspire a new wave of exhibition matches, or even another professional bout. For Paul, victory would be the ultimate rebuttal to critics and a major milestone in his quest for legitimacy. On the flip side, a loss for Tyson might raise questions about the risks of pushing physical limits at his age, while a loss for Paul could puncture his carefully crafted image as a serious athlete. To truly understand the significance of tonight's bout, let's look at some parallels and examples from the world of sports and entertainment. History has seen a few cases of retired legends making remarkable comebacks, but also plenty of cautionary tales of athletes pushing their limits too far. Take George Foreman, for instance. At 45 years old, Foreman made a historic comeback to claim the heavyweight title, proving that age can be just a number with the right mindset and preparation. Tyson's return evokes a similar narrative, a chance to remind the world of his dominance. However, not all comebacks end in glory. When Muhammad Ali fought Larry Holmes in 1980, well past his prime, the results were devastating, leaving fans questioning why the fight was ever sanctioned. Jake Paul's story mirrors a different kind of evolution. Think of Conor McGregor's foray into boxing against Floyd Mayweather in 2017. While McGregor lost, the fight transcended sport, drawing a global audience and redefining how cross-discipline bouts are perceived. Similarly, Paul's rise echoes this blend of entertainment and athletic ambition, creating events that thrive on spectacle as much as skill. Another fascinating parallel is Netflix's venture into live sports broadcasting. In a way, this fight marks a moment reminiscent of when streaming platforms began acquiring live entertainment rights for other major events, like Amazon's partnership with the NFL. It's a calculated risk, but one that could signal a broader shift in how audiences consume live sports, opening the door for boxing and other sports to reach younger, digitally native audiences. Finally, consider the implications for celebrity influence on sports. Paul's career wouldn't exist without his internet fame, and his ability to draw crowds rests heavily on his polarizing personality. Tyson, on the other hand, is a cultural icon who became famous before social media even existed. The contrast highlights how the pathways to relevance in sports and entertainment have evolved dramatically over the decades. In short, tonight's event combines elements of history, innovation, and pure spectacle. It's a reminder of the power of storytelling in sports. Whether it's a legendary boxer fighting to solidify his legacy, or a brash newcomer striving to carve out his place in history. Tonight's fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is more than just a boxing match. It's a defining moment in the evolution of sports and entertainment. Tyson, a living legend, has a chance to show the world that his age is no barrier to greatness, while Paul continues his quest to prove that his unorthodox rise to boxing prominence is more than just a gimmick. For fans, this fight represents a blend of nostalgia and modern spectacle, a bridge between two very different eras of combat sports. As the world tunes in via Netflix's groundbreaking live broadcast, the stakes couldn't be higher. Tyson fights not only to protect his legacy, but to inspire a new generation, showing that greatness knows no age. Meanwhile, Paul stands on the precipice of mainstream boxing legitimacy, with the opportunity to cement his place in a sport that has, until now, been skeptical of his presence. Ultimately, whether Tyson reclaims his mantle as the baddest man on the planet, or Paul silences his doubters with an upset victory, one thing is certain: this fight will be talked about for years to come. It's a clash of icons, a collision of eras, and a spectacle that exemplifies the evolving world of sports entertainment. So who will emerge victorious? The seasoned veteran or the brash newcomer? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button for more insights into the biggest stories in sports and culture.